I am Iron Man.
That line alone changed superhero movies forever, because Tony Stark wasn't just another hero. Every time Iron Man entered a battle, it felt different. The mechanical armor, the glowing repulsors, the futuristic HUD, the raw technology. Watching Iron Man fight always felt unique inside the MCU. And over the years, Tony Stark gave us some absolutely legendary battles, from fighting terrorists in the desert to standing alone against Thanos himself. So today, we're breaking down Iron Man's top 10 greatest fights in the MCU, ranked by impact, action, and how unforgettable they were. And trust me, the final fight on this list perfectly explains why Tony Stark became a fan favorite. Starting from the beginning, Battle of Gulmira. This was the moment Tony Stark truly became Iron Man. After discovering that Stark Industries weapons were being used against innocent people, Tony decided to fix the damage himself. So wearing the Mark III armor, he traveled to Gulmira, where the 10 rings were attacking civilians. And the moment Iron Man arrived, everything changed. Tony destroyed the terrorists one by one, along with the Stark weapons they were using. But the most iconic moment came afterward, when a tank fired directly at him, and Tony casually destroyed it with a single missile. This battle showed the world that Iron Man wasn't just a man in a suit anymore, he was a weapon. But Marvel knew one thing after this movie: fans wanted more Iron Man action, and the next fight proved exactly that. Moving on to the next fight, Battle at Stark Expo. After the success of the first Iron Man movie, Marvel doubled down on Iron Man action, and that led to the Stark Expo battle. Justin Hammer revealed his Hammer drones, alongside War Machine Mark I, but before Tony could question Hammer about Vanko, everything went wrong. Vanko hacked the drones, and ordered all of them to attack Iron Man. Even War Machine turned against Tony. And suddenly, we got Iron Man versus War Machine, one of the coolest armored fights in the MCU, but things changed after Black Widow managed to override War Machine's systems. And from there, Tony and Rhodey fought side by side against Hammer's drones and Whiplash himself. And in the final moment, they used a new combined attack together to defeat Whiplash. Number 8, Airport Battle. When Tony discovered Captain America's escape plan, he arrived at the airport with Rhodey and the other Avengers. And unlike most MCU fights, Tony wasn't trying to kill anyone here, he just wanted to stop Steve and bring Bucky in peacefully. But once Spider-Man entered the battlefield, everything escalated. Heroes started fighting heroes, and suddenly, the Avengers were divided. This battle had everything: Iron Man versus Captain America's team, Spider-Man's MCU debut, Giant Man, War Machine's fall, and even though Tony came to stop the fight, things only became worse. And this is what made Iron Man fights different. They weren't just action scenes, they changed the entire MCU. Number 7, Battle on the Norco. In Iron Man 3, Tony and Rhodey tracked Aldrich Killian to the Norco oil tanker, and this battle became absolute chaos. Tony called in the entire Iron Legion, multiple suits arriving at once, while he kept switching armors during the fight. At the same time, Tony believed Pepper was dead, which made the fight feel personal. And after Mark 42 finally arrived, Tony and Killian faced each other directly. Even though Mark 42 had a rough entrance, Tony still used every suit available to keep fighting till the very end. Number 6, Battle of New York. Before the Avengers fully assembled, Tony Stark was already fighting alone. While Loki prepared the Chitauri invasion, Tony confronted him directly inside Stark Tower, even joking in the middle of the apocalypse. And once the battle began, Iron Man carried the fight early on until the other Avengers arrived. But the biggest moment came later. When a nuclear missile was launched toward New York, Tony didn't hesitate. He grabbed the missile, flew it through the portal, and saved the entire city, even knowing he might never come back. But as powerful as Tony was, there was still one Avenger he could barely control. Number 5, Duel of Johannesburg. When Wanda manipulated Hulk's mind in Age of Ultron, Bruce Banner completely lost control. And while the other Avengers struggled, Tony stepped in himself, using the Hulkbuster armor. The moment Tony mentioned Banner's name, the fight exploded instantly. Buildings collapsed, armor parts shattered, entire streets got destroyed. And despite Hulk overpowering him multiple times, Tony kept fighting, even replacing damaged Hulkbuster parts mid-battle. And eventually, he managed to knock Hulk out completely. This wasn't just one of Iron Man's best fights, it was one of the MCU's most destructive battles ever. Number 4, Battle of Sokovia. Even after tracking Ultron, the Avengers still faced their biggest problem yet. Sokovia itself was being lifted into the sky. While the Avengers evacuated civilians, Tony focused on understanding Ultron's real plan. And once he realized the city would destroy Earth on impact, there was only one option left: destroy Sokovia first. And in the final moment, after every civilian escaped, Thor and Tony combined their powers in Suri and completely destroyed the floating city. And now we reach the fights where Tony changes completely, because from this point forward, every battle becomes personal. Number 3, Battle at the HYDRA facility. This fight proved one thing: Zemo was terrifying, because without powers, he managed to break the Avengers apart. After learning the truth about his parents, Tony completely lost control, and when he confronted Bucky and Steve, this stopped being a superhero fight. it became revenge. Tony wasn't trying to stop Bucky anymore, he wanted to kill him, and even though Iron Man eventually lost, this battle showed how dangerous Tony could become when emotions took over. Number 2, Battle of Earth. If you expected this fight to be number 1, honestly that makes sense, because this was the greatest Avengers battle ever. The portals opening, every hero returning, the final charge against Thanos. It was legendary, and even though Tony didn't get as many massive solo moments here, his final act changed everything. The moment he looked at Doctor Strange, he understood what had to happen, and without hesitation, Tony took the Infinity Stones and snapped. But even this wasn't Tony's greatest fight, because one battle proved Iron Man could stand against Thanos alone. And finally, number 1, last man standing after the Guardians failed. Spider-Man was injured, and Doctor Strange was nearly defeated. Only one Avenger was still standing against Thanos, Tony Stark. And unlike everyone else, Tony refused to give up. This fight showed everything Iron Man was capable of. Nanotech weapons, instant adaptation, close combat, raw determination, and for the first time, Tony actually made Thanos bleed, something almost nobody had done before. But even after losing, Tony earned something bigger than victory: respect, because Thanos himself admitted he hoped people would remember Tony Stark, and honestly, they always will. Iron Man fights always felt different, not just because of the action, but because every battle pushed Tony Stark further. Every fight changed him, from a selfish billionaire to the man who saved the universe. And that's exactly why Iron Man will always remain one of the MCU's greatest heroes.